Okay, everyone, welcome to a special edition of United and Everything Football Podcast. This is very, very unusual because there is a major breaking news. Now, the major breaking news is that Sheik Jassim Al Thani, who made a bid to buy United from the Glazers, has withdrawn his bid after, holding talks with the owners of the club this week. He's decided to withdraw the bid. He feels that the club has been, overestimated in terms of its value by the current owners of the club, the Glazer family. So we are here to give you our perspective, what we think with regards to everything that has to do with this deal. Now, there is some news coming, and when we get into this, we will be giving you all the information. So remember to subscribe to our channel every single time, and also hit the notification bell so we can send you, anytime a new episode drops, you'll be able to get an opportunity to watch it as quickly as possible, so you enjoy everything. Kwame, so this is what has happened. Sheikh Jassim Al Thani has withdrawn his bid. What do you think is going to happen next? Now, let's look at the reaction of the fans. I mean, social media has been, going haywire.
It's blown up. It's actually blown up.
It's blown up. United fans, some are already threatening to leave the club. Are you threatening to leave United?
I jokingly said I was going to do so, but then United's my blood, so I guess we have to ride the storm now. It's going to be a very, very heavy and bad storm over the next couple of days. Yeah. Probably the next few years.
Yes. So let's get into the issues. What does Sheikh Jassim's withdrawal mean for the whole process now?
All right. So what we've come to learn is with his withdrawal, it means that the Glazer family are actually still staying on as owners of this football club. But then there are other reports coming out tonight from the likes of Mike Keegan and co, suggesting that his rival, Sheikh Jassim's rival in all this, Sir Jimmy Ractliff, the renowned lifelong supporter of Manchester United, his proposal has been accepted by the Glazers, and his proposal suggests that he would launch a staged takeover of the football club. He is proposing to buy 25% of the football club now, with the hope, no, not the hope actually, it's a certainty of actually buying out the rest of the Glazers stake over some few years. So it's a conjoint effort to sort themselves between the Glazers and then the rat, Sir Jimmy Ractliff. I call him a rat because we just wanted the Glazers gone completely. Yeah. Most fans just wanted the Glazers gone completely. So for him to have offered the Glazers the chance to stay, even if it's for a short, brief period of time, he's just a traitor to our cause. Yeah. And I don't know what the future of this club is going to be if we are going to pass up this opportunity by Sheikh Jassim to buy out our football club, clear our debts, invest in our infrastructure as well as the club. His proposal was worth, as much as been reported, $8 million. Yeah. He bid for the club to the tune of almost £6 billion, if the reports are to be believed. And these Glazers, the leeches, these greedy people turned it down for more money in a staged offer by a rival. It's disappointing. We all felt there was something going to happen during this break. It's just that the outcome of it is just sad to see and sad to hear.
I say the outcome wasn't so clear. We didn't know the direction in which it was going to go, so it became very, very difficult. For me, I for some time I went very quiet on this whole sale, clearly because prior to that there were conflicting reports. You are there and you hear reports that Sir Jim Ractliff has re-strategized or is trying to bring out a deal that is supposed to see the Glazers stay, and then quietly they'll be phased out, and then he would gain the control that he wants. And then some way, somehow, people try to make it look like a strategy to extract a lot more from the Qataris and the consortium, the Qatari consortium that's seeking to, own the club. That's Sheikh Jassim Al Thani. And so it's been a lot of news over the last couple of months. I think when the season started and football took over completely, it died down a bit, and the news were coming in droves. Now, just as we were going into this international break, the news began to emerge again, and major news outlets like Bloomberg began to give their own perspective of the whole issue and all of that. So like you said, we've been expecting this to happen, and we didn't know exactly the direction in which this would go. For me, I'm thinking of it in this way. The Glazers would continue to remain in there. I mean, the details as to how Sir Jim Ratcliffe's 25% stake is going to be isn't so clear. So we didn't have, I'm sure by the time we record the next episode of this podcast, we would clearly know exactly what direction or how much of these details would emerge for us to be able to delve deeper into it. But as it stands, this is what it means, that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going to begin the steps of what has been termed a staged takeover of the club, where he will be, starting with gaining 25% of that'll be a minority stake. Clearly, he's going to get it from the Glazers because not from the other how do you call it? The other
shareholders
who are trading on the New York Stock Exchange, who are part owners of the club as well. So I don't know what it means as fans to us. A lot of people do not have confidence in Sir Jim Ratcliffe, especially given how he's dealing with issues with his current club or the club that he owns in France, OGC Nice. Many people haven't been impressed. I mean, the fans of that club. So United fans are seeing that and are questioning whether he's the man who has enough ambition to be able to take the club to the next level, given how things have been with the Glazers, how they've tried to, take a lot of money from the club, try to look as if they are doing their very best for the club, but clearly we're not getting to the level that we've gotten to. Unfortunately, I've said this to you time without number, that the Glazers are looking out for themselves. If you looked at the structure of Sheikh Jassim's deal, it was more towards the club and not to line the pockets of the owners. Okay, so if you tell the people you are going to buy the club from that you are going to invest this amount of money into the club itself, you are going to invest a lot more money into the communities around the club, that is not something the Glazers would love
that appeals to them.
That's yes, they are looking at how much money gets into their pockets because they are business people, and we've got to know their level of. Should I use the word greed? I don't know. What?
Greed is a fair word. It's not a harsh word to use.
Yes, exactly. They know the value of the club, and they are trying to get as much more money as possible. So they are looking at a deal that would, and they are very, like, if you've listened to analyze this owners, they are very meticulous people. They would rather take a process that would ensure that they gain everything that they want to get out of the club. If we take 10 years, it will take 15 years. They are ensuring that they will get the value that they are insisting on getting at the end of the day. So clearly it is what it is for the Glazer family. For us as United fans, we just have to keep hoping. We just have to keep looking into
Kwame, there's no need to try and sound overly positive here. Let's talk about the immediate implications for the club. We went into an international break seemingly trying to turn a crisis around.
Yeah.
And right in the middle of some respite, we get this news. Imagine how toxic things are going to be when we do get back, with all these continuous fan protests and the club, the team itself actually going through a very bad spell. It's just more disruption and more, negativity all around the team. Things aren't going to get any better. And how long are these Glazers going to stay in charge?
Mm-hmm.
And another question is, with how much Sir Jimmy Ratcliffe is ready to offer them, be it to the tune of some say between 1 billion and 1.5 billion pounds. Are they going to reinvest part of that money into the club for the meantime? Because they said, fair to them, they said that they are looking for strategic investments from the very beginning. So if you tell me you're looking for strategic investments, you're talking about investment into the football club, not necessarily to line your own pockets or fill your own bank accounts. So are they going to invest as much of this money that is initially going to come from Sir Jimmy Ratcliffe into the football club to offset some loans, improve the infrastructure, go into the transfer? But are they going to invest it into Manchester United? Or, as we know it, these Glazers are going to line their pockets with this huge amount of money, looking for a payoff later on in a few years? It's
So
just
the questions are quite many for us to quickly break down. So the news is breaking, but these are very relevant and legitimate questions that every United fan will be asking at this point in time. Trying to know exactly which direction we are going, given the news that has come and what Ratcliffe has to offer as part of a minority or part of the owners of the club at this point in time. So we would have to wait. In the course of the week, I'm sure when we record our next podcast, we'll get to know the details of everything. So this is just a short edition. You know something? Send us your comments on our Twitter handle at Man United Ball. We'll be reading them during our next, our next recording in the course of the week, where we would have perhaps gotten enough details as to how this 25% minority stake by Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going to be structured and what is in it for us as United, as a club, as fans of the club, whether we would get what we want at the end of the day. As it stands, is the business people trying to play their ball, trying to get the best out of it at the end of the day. It's their business. We are just supporters, but
not just supporters. They are temporary custodians of the football club. The club actually belongs to us.
It belongs to us. Right. Anyway, so thank you so much for joining us on this short edition of United and Everything Football. Next week, we'll come your way with a lot more information as and when the news breaks. All right. So thank you, Kwame. Remember to hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell. And then we will come your way. Enjoy your time, and we hope for the best. Thank you.